All right, join with me today is Philosopher. We're going to talk about the 2021 first half preview. Most importantly, we're going to talk about what it means to you, the player, and what you should probably start doing today based on the information this posed. What do you think about all that?
I think there's a lot that you can learn to do with your roster. This is a game changer from my perspective.
Okay, so this video is not about complaining about things or the controversy. It's not really even an opinion piece out of you, because we did a lot of that yesterday too, right?
For sure.
So
Everybody has
and I'm just curious. Most people I found were indifferent, and then it was actually 2-1 like to dislike, or like to hate, love to hate. Where were you on this?
Yeah, I like most of it. There's parts of it I don't like, but I think that's the case with everything they put out.
Okay, so let's talk about the main. What's the main takeaway for you on this blog post?
Number one takeaway for me is that blue ISO is the new red stars. And what I mean by that is everyone's already tricked out their red stars on their roster to whatever level you are competing against, whether 4 red stars are your normal or 5 or 3 or whatever it is. You've already got that out there. And now blue ISO is going to be the new way for high-end players to differentiate their rosters. So they're making red stars more plentiful. We can talk about that a little later. I think that's going to be a catch-up for newer players to the game. And now, if you want to set yourself apart, you got to focus on the Doom Raid.
Okay, yeah, and so Reminix has been talking about this with me too, that the ISO 8s are additive with red stars, and so they and ISO 8 is a linear progression, right, in stats, but they add up together with red stars, and it actually is effectively leveling out the curve, because red stars have initially had a very steep curve. It's been more leveled out, but when you start adding in ISO 8 to that, it levels out even more. How do you see that playing out?
Yeah, I agree with that. And look, the gains from ISO 8 are huge.
Yeah.
OMG, absolutely huge. And to me, it's a progression system that people like more. I think everyone likes ISO more than they like red stars. So I think they're reducing the impact of red stars. They're going to start giving them out in different ways. We can talk about that in a minute. Mm-hmm. But now I think what they've done is they've created ISO in a farmable way. Everyone's going to farm it in the Doom Raid. And now it's going to be who has got level 5 blue ISO, right? That's going to be the new thing in Arena to set yourself apart.
Right, because they're probably going to loosen up over time in all game, as features mature, they loosen up the red stars. Maybe it would be more abundant or more ways of getting it. And the push is going to be on this. They even said this is going to be a late game mechanic. But more importantly, what does it mean for today? You were talking about a lot of people are ignoring the green ISO. What are you doing?
So I got to tell you, I've gone hard from the beginning on the green ISO, very hard. I have a lot of level 5 ISO characters, quite a few. And I talked to a top player who told me he doesn't even do the 50 core refreshes on green ISO. Okay. And I will tell you, my gut is this is like green. What we're getting now in ISO is like green gear. And this new ISO is like blue gear. It's going to be even more powerful, but my gut is they're going to require you to have level 5 green before you can equip the blue. I mean, that's just something that I think you have to be watching out for and expecting. So if you're ignoring green ISO, I would start right now, get to farming that and get those core refreshes so you can start getting some of your favorite characters up.
Okay. So for what it's worth, I do the 50s every day, and I know a lot of people don't, and everybody's in a different place with how much they spend and don't spend. But I personally find high value at a minimum doing the 50s, and let me tell you, getting to 4 is pretty easy. The big jump is going from 4 to 5, and I'm finding that I have to be very specific on which characters I want to do. What types of characters are you taking to 5, and for what reasons? I'm just curious.
Sure. So there's some characters that scale really well with stats and with particularly active healing, like Doc Ock. And Emma Frost, for example. I knew you were gonna say that before you said it. Doc Ock and Emma. Yeah, those are the two. I'm actually just finished Emma, and now I'm going Doc. Plus, they're kind of broken in war right now too, right? Absolutely insane. You get these solo defense wins where they can't take down your Gear 15 Doc Ock, that sort of thing. And then also the Dad Bros with the Raider ISO are pretty much insane. If you get, I have both of them at level 5 Raider. And then, the big damager characters, look, if you're going to be, trying to make sure you hold your spot in Arena, having level 5 ISO on Proxima, for example, is going to land that stun on Cole on the mirror match. Making sure Thanos is level 5 is going to help him win in that mirror match. That's important.
Okay. So the takeaway here is that ISO is a good system. I like it. You like it. Most of the community likes it. It has a linear progression system that is diminishing the steepness and randomness of red stars, which I think is good. And I believe it's going to be the wave of the future of the game. And if you're ignoring ISO, please stop ignoring ISO and work on it. That's what we're saying here, right?
Exactly. And if you're a player on an alliance that's ignoring the Doom Raid or not looking forward to it, I would suggest starting to think about it. Start thinking about what teams to get up, what characters to get up, and so forth.
Okay, yeah. So Doom Raid is going to be the future of this ISO. They said that's how it's going to be. What we talked about this a little bit before, but we said that pretty much there's a solution to all 4 pieces of the Doom Room. 4 of them are very obvious, and then the skill one's a little bit more abstract. Explain your strategy for the Doom Raids in just 30 seconds.
Sure. Very quickly, you can use a lot of the great tech characters to get through tech. If you don't have Doom, which I have, Ultron, Falcon, Doc Ock, Minerva, Shuri will get you through. Will get you through there. But
long term, Mystic and Tech is going to be a function of Doom to one shot a lot of nodes, right?
Exactly, they're balanced around having Doom.
Okay, so that's 2/5. That's 2/5 of the problem is summed up in getting Doom someday. Which for a lot of people that's 6 months to a year to wait, but that is how it's going to play out. Then let's talk about mutants.
Either you're going to be using X-Men or some hybrid with Dad Bros. That's basically what it's going to look like. And maybe if new X Factor come out, then that'll be another solution.
And then the next piece of the puzzle is symbiotes, which everybody's already fully invested in, right? Or a lot of people.
Correct. I have one shot the first 2 nodes and 2 shot the boss node with symbiotes.
And then the last piece, which you have some ideas on, I'm still confused on, is going to be skill. Red Guardian and Night Nurse are great, but do you think they're going to sell us those pieces, or is there more to come, or what are your thoughts about skill?
Well, they are going to sell us new pieces of the future. That's the name of the game, right? They're going to want you to get new characters. But I think for right now, if you're in an alliance that could potentially run Doom Raid, I've run the Doom nodes many times, and Red Guardian is a carry. He's the best character for the skill category. And Night Nurse on paper looks good, and I have 2 players who've tested Night Nurse at high gear and has said she's amazing in the skill nodes.
Yeah, I thought Red Guardian was going to get overshadowed heavily by Bishop. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think he's going to be important. All right, let's talk about Red Stars and Ultron, and there's some other things that are actionable here on this blog post. So tell me what's going on here.
So first of all, there's a new currency. See that right there? That word, new currency. So one of my viewers in my Twitch said they're like Red Star shards or something. They're now in the basic Red Star orbs. So one takeaway is hoard your basic Red Star orbs unless you absolutely need to do them to get a new character up or to improve your roster.
Again, say that again. Hoard your Red Star orbs. I'm serious. Like, I think there should be some measure of hoarding anyways, because you want to save it for characters you like to pop them when they have the boosted drop rates. But now we're saying that if they're going to add this new currency, they're basically, unless they reissue a new Red Star orb altogether, but this is just the basic orbs. This is not the Elite 4s, not the Elite 5s. It's just a basic orb, right?
Exactly right. Now, the next line, this is a key thing too. You will be able to purchase with this new currency Red Stars for Ultron and additional Red Stars for Ultimus. What this tells me is new players who have not built up Ultron need to build up Ultron. It's time to build up Ultron. His stock is rising in the game. Okay, once you get your 7 Red Star Ultron, he's going to be amazing.
Yeah, because Ultron, the problem with Ultron is that he single target burst damage, and sometimes it's just not enough. You know, and what he really needs is Red Stars to be scary. His bots might be even scary with Red Stars, right?
Oh, I agree. I think they're going to be sturdier. I think it's going to help. It's going to help him in a lot of matchups. So that character's stock is way up right now. I think this next sentence is one of the most interesting ones in the entire post. So the new currency will give players some additional agency into getting Red Stars for specific characters in the future. I think, and this isn't just talking about Zoom, they say additional agency. I think it's going to be whether it's every week, every month, they're going to have certain characters that we can up Red Stars with this new currency. I think they're starting to loosen Red Stars a little. That's my insight into this one. I could be wrong, but that's how I read it.
All right, so good stuff. So in short, and to recap what we're talking about right now is please start focusing on green ISO. whatever you got to do to at least. It's actually a very important mechanic. Might as well be doing it. I'd personally do the 50s. Prepare for the Doom raids, or at least if I know Doom raids is an in-game thing, but there's some things to look at. Axeman, symbiotes, focus on getting Doom, so on and so on. And then lastly, hoard your red stars and build up Ultron. Anything else you add to that sentence?
I would also say some of the characters that you thought had fallen off, like Hela and Shuri, and some of the supernatural characters, now are useful in the Doom raid. And so these mystic and tech characters. So don't ignore those characters going forward.
All right. Well, guess what time it is?
I'm guessing it is the giveaway time.
Yeah, that's right. It's time for the giveaway. I really hope you liked this video today, because if you did, you were in luck. For every single person that likes this video, you will be getting for free in your account an 8-star. Oh my God, I forgot this guy's name. What's this guy's name? I know he was on MTV, but he was a rapper. Then he was on MTV, and he did Pimp My Ride and all that stuff, right?
I don't know. I love this meme though.
Yo Commanders, I heard you like Battle Pass, so I got you. I got a Battle Pass for your Battle Pass dog. Yeah, we were talking about Battle Pass. A lot of people are upset about that. I suspect it's going to be bad for free-to-play players and probably good for light spenders and Dolphins and everybody else that spends. But if you don't spend at all, it's probably bad. It seems kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I think your analysis is just right. If you're somebody who's a Dolphin or whatever, that's actually a plus for you, because the value is going to be very high. So subscription model, I think, is what they're looking for.
Yeah, subscription model. All right. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and also a link to Philosopher's Twitch and YouTube will be in the description. And as always, thanks for watching. Keep on game. I can't speak today. You don't befuddle words like I do.
Keep on gaming.
There we go. Bye.